Bonsoir. Alors aujourd'hui on va terminer le Festival des Lanternes. Voilà. Il y a le truc pour avoir le skin de Lisa, l'événement du skin de Lisa qui vient, qui est sorti cette semaine. Salut Océane. Voilà donc bon on va d'abord finir le Festival des Lanternes. On verra après, on verra plus tard pour le skin de Lisa. Voilà, parce que le Festival des Lanternes il s'en va demain. Demain c'est le dernier jour. Donc faut vraiment le finir.
Greetings, Traveler and Paimon.
Are you okay, Ganyu? You were nodding off there. Didn't you sleep well last night?
I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Since last time, I've been thinking a lot about the story. In essence, someone rescued a drowning man and performed some music. If that were all there was to it, it could have been meant, but the tune was allegedly so wonderful that the drowning man forgot about everything else. Perhaps there was an adeptal power at work in that music that he, as a mortal, could not perceive. Or perhaps he sensed a power surrounding him but lacked the... Either way, if this part of the story is true, then the rescuer
You really think so? But this story is all the way from Fontaine. Also, Paimon's really curious about how people from Fontaine think this... Ooh, like a crystal fly's wings? That would be pretty cool. Actually, Ganyu, if you had to save a drowning person, how would you go about it?
Huh? Me? Well, I'd get them to the shore, and then once I was sure that they were going to be okay, I'd slip away without a sound.
Got it. So basically, Ganyu's the type of person who doesn't like...
No, it's not like that. I'm just not very good at explaining things, and...
Well, what if this adeptus in the story had a similar attitude? That would explain why she just left without saying a word. She was probably thinking something like... One was merely passing by and saw fit to address this egregious disruption.
That was actually a very good impression of Cloud Retainer. As far as I'm aware, Cloud Retainer isn't the most musically gifted. If we set off now, you'll be able to confirm either way if it's her, and I've been in Lea Harbor for so long now that I'm just not as familiar with the Adepti anymore. If there's anything we want to know about...
Sounds great! And we're pretty close with Cloud Retainer by now, so...
I've prepared a gift for her to mark the festival. Just in case. Cloud Retainer spends most of her days studying mechanisms in her abode. She's on her... Never mind. I promised I'd help Mr. Dvorak, and now that I've made the contract, Traveler, Paimon, let's set off for Cloud Retainer's abode.
Seems like this is a tough decision for Ganyu. Paimon gets why she'd be so anxious. Okay, how about this? If Cloud Retainer tries to start... Wait, did she leave already?
Ok. Que de souvenirs de venir ici. Ça fait longtemps que je suis plus venu.
Paimon's so tired from trying to keep up.
I can't believe it.
Huh? Did we miss her?
She doesn't like to travel, so in the past, it's always been the other Adepti who come to visit her during the festivals.
Somehow Paimon doubts that anything could come.
True. Now that I think about it, Cloud Retainer would be quite capable of taking care of anything on her own. Since she's not here, I guess the next step is to check all—
Uh-oh. Will it involve a lot? Got it! Paimon has a great idea!
Please go on, Paimon.
Our goal here is to find the Adeptus that helped Devort. We can't hear any music right now, but if she's really as nice as the story suggests...
Yes, I think that's fair to say.
So, all we have to do is get the Traveler to pretend to fall into the water, and the Adeptus will come to the rescue. You know perfectly well that Paimon can't swim. Paimon would sink like a rock. Just trust Paimon. The water's pretty deep over there.
Ok, go se noyer.
Help! Help! Someone's drowning! If only there was a kind-hearted Adeptus here to save us! Oh no! Whatever will a Paimon do?
What is going on?
How do you feel right now? Shenhe! And the Conqueror of Deep...
Why don't you say something? Okay, fine. We're looking for an Adeptus who's good at being a lifeguard and playing music. But if the Adepti aren't gonna stay home, then how are we supposed to find them?
It wasn't me.
Yeah, so this Adeptus is most likely a woman.
Censé être une femme.
And I am not an Adeptus, as you both already know.
Okay, so this is Paimon's fault. No way Paimon would have suggested this idea if she'd known how awkward this was gonna be.
Glad you're okay. As far as I know, the one you seek is no Yaksha. And one last thing, your actions here caused others a great deal of worry.
As ever, the Conqueror of Demons comes and goes, just like...
Right. I didn't dare to say a word just now. How's your training going, Shenhe? Have you made any plans for Lantern Rite? We could spend it together in Liyue Harbor.
I had planned to spend the festival with...
Oh, speaking of Cloud Retainer...
Earlier this morning, she set off for Mount Hulao at dawn. I noticed she was using an Adeptus art of some kind to protect a mechanism that looked like a boiler.
So we just... Please excuse me for a moment. I think I'll leave the gift in her abode.
Sure. Thank you.
It sounds like Ganyu and Shenhe have gotten a lot closer recently.
Yes. During the summer and winter, I continued to train with Master. In the Ganyu arranged accommodations for me in the city, but when I try to blend in by referring to her as Miss Ganyu or Lady Ganyu, sometimes I'm supposed to copy other people, sometimes I'm not. It's a little... Oh, is that what it is? So, you came looking for Master today because you wanted to ask her about the Mystery Adeptus.
Yep. Oh, speaking of that, have you ever heard any music while out training?
Music? What is that?
It's, a kind of a happy or relaxing sound.
Okay, I'm done. I also left her a note so that she knows where to find us.
Yay! That's really helpful. Thanks!
We were just talking about this thing called music, and based on Paimon's description, I do believe I hear it every day.
Oh, really? Great, let's go!
this is the place. I enjoy training here to the sound of music.
Paimon's gone deaf! Paimon can't hear anything! Oh, whew! Paimon hasn't gone deaf after all! Anyway,
The faint sound of birdsong, the quiet murmur of the streams.
oh, okay, fine, it's all Paimon's fault. What we're looking for are not the sounds of—
Oh. And a melody is?
Hey, don't you patronize Paimon! Let's get one thing straight. Paimon, hey, why don't you just sing that one melody Shen has heard before? It'll probably help her to understand what we're talking.
Un jeu.
Oh, was that from the opera that Yunjin?
That was a melody, and melodies can be called music.
It felt like I was transported back to the past. In my mind's eye, we're all there, raising our glasses, and as I watched Yunjin's performance, I felt a warm sensation in my heart. And when you hummed that melody just now, feelings from a whole year ago came right back. So,
Wow, Shenhe. That was so— Music definitely has the power to bring up memories. It's like— what about you, Ganyu? Are there any—
I don't remember if my parents ever I know some local folk songs. And, the songs of the sailors down at the docks. The little ditties that the vendors call out in front of their beloved shops. The tunes of folk artists performing on the— Yes, that's right. In the past, whenever I heard the sound of those tunes, I always— Nenny and Leah probably view me as a non-human. And they are right, in the sense that I never could connect with human— At least, that's the view I held in the past. Only more recently did I start to realize that the way those melodies make me feel isn't all that different from other people after all. Even though we come from different backgrounds and have different stories to tell, when it comes in that sense, we're all the same.
You go, Ganyu! You're really making progress. You have loads of friends in Liyue Harbor when you think about it. Like—
yes, I am. Technically speaking, we should refer to each other by the conventional forms of address used among fellow disciples.
Thank you, everyone.
Once the days are warmer, I would like to host you at my home in the city. I've planted many types of flowers. I'm sure some—
You are too kind.
Nonsense. You are my friend. I have cultivated and cared for the flowers just as you taught me. Once you've seen them for yourself, I will save some for decoration. We can feast on the rest.
Then, thank you in advance. Wait, what is that
Do people say that?
It doesn't matter, okay? You got the point across. No need to split hairs. Paimon's more concerned about your idea of a girls' night out. Eating—
Who dares refer to one not by one's adeptus title, but me—
Master.
Our greetings, Cloud Retainer.
Ah! There it is! Feel—
Double humph. Now she has the gall to use it, rather than she. One has received your message from Ganyu. Well, shall one lead the way?
I still have to complete my training for today, so I will bid farewell to everyone here.
Very well. Await my arrival at one's abode later this night. On this special occasion, you should indulge yourself with some savory to—
If you want to release a Shao Lantern, come and find us at—
Thank you, everyone. Happy Lantern Rite to you too.
Il nous ramène loin quand même. Hein.
Could be a trap. Oh, no.
Is this? Quayle Cloud Retainer, why did you bring us here?
Ganyu is of course familiar with the name Guizhong. Guizhong is another name of Agentis, the god of dust. She was extroverted in nature and adored long ago. This region was yet a prosperous assembly. Guizhong often invited her friends to visit. Sea Gazer would always bring out his latest treasure and place it upon the table. He could be quite the braggart, though usually a mild-mannered fellow.
Paimon remembers that name. So that's what Sea Gazer was like.
He was an old friend and a former rival. Once he had brought out the treasure, it would predictably become the center of attention. Neither Guizhong nor one was As Adepti, we were each gifted in our own ways, and naturally proud of our accomplishments in our respective fields of expertise. As a result, his treasures were not even of his own making. He just used his exploration skills to dig them out of the ground.
Cloud Retainer, you are getting competitive again.
One digresses. Regardless, every time an argument occurred, Guizhong would come over to watch us during our mutual lambastics. On some...
What kind of nonsense?
No kind of nonsense were we spared. Sometimes she would brazenly opine, why argue between yourselves? She always sought to make everyone happy. And one must say, she had quite the gift for it. No matter... It also helped that she never referred to one as that...
Come on, get over...
Anyway, just as our impassioned arguments would reach the apex of acrimony, who would dare snub the stove god and his wondrous creations? At the sight of him, we would all... Back then, one was always bothered by how the cups Rex Lapis brought were always too square for one's taste. Precisely. So, as you can see, even one could never find fault with Marchosius's cooking. As we ate, Guizhong would continue to find topics. Each of those old fossils had their character flaws and points of obstinacy. We would drink together from a spot high in the mountains, until the moon set and the sun. Streetwood Rambler would often remain to admire the flowers with Guizhong before returning to her own abode. The glazed lilies were far more abundant.
Streetward Rambler?
That would be Ping. You probably know her as Madam Ping.
Oh, okay. Wait, this is a lovely story and everything, or are you saying that it was Guizhong?
Alas, long has one avoided this place for precisely that reason. The sight... One should have guessed that you would disrupt one's poignant moment of mourning with your incessant questioning. No matter, one will share...
Une histoire.
In times gone by, one quarreled oft with Guizhong concerning mechanical principles. We each had our ideals, and neither would yield. Under the pretext of a social gathering, one invited the impartial Rex Lapis to judge the quality of our creations. But Rex Lapis declared that Guizhong's Obscuro Vulpus mechanism was superior. Though one was too proud to acknowledge it, in one's heart, one knew that Guizhong was indeed the superior talent in the mechanical arts. As for the story between Guizhong and Streetward Rambler, that begins with a certain bell. In Guizhong's opinion, while mechanisms were no substitute for human composers, they were yet capable of producing simple but fine melodies. But Streetward Rambler believed music to be an expression of the soul, an emotional enterprise that could never hope to be replicated by machinery. They argued endlessly, until one asked Rex Lapis to intercede. He confiscated the bell and designated it for ceremonial use. Thereafter, one would often find them convening in the mountains, discussing music, mechanics, and all the affairs of the mortal world. But these good times were not to last. War broke out between the gods, and soon engulfed the Guili plains. Guizhong was overpowered by the enemy, and fell in battle. When Streetwood Rambler and I arrived at the scene at long last, all that remained among the ruins was her lifeless body. After this, at Streetwood Rambler's request, Rex Lapis granted her the cleansing bell for safekeeping. To honor our friend's memory, one made a few finishing touches to her ballistic device. Many lantern rites have passed since then. Many greetings and goodbyes. Upon what do you gaze? The Guili Plains?
No. It's everything. We think of human life as like a lantern that's lit one minute and extinguished the next. But are we Adepti so different? Perhaps as dust settles after a storm, we too must one day return to the world below.
Et franchement, toutes les histoires de divinité, c'est dur. Elles sont tristes. Déjà, il y a eux, il y a une divinité qui meurt à cause d'une guerre. Raiden, il y a l'ancienne Raiden qui meurt à cause d'une guerre aussi. C'est mon jeu. Finalement, être une divinité, pas envie.
Just because one is not ignorant of social graces does not mean one is fond of them. But in the end, one is nothing like Streetwood Rambler. She is dauntless but thoughtful, not to mention eloquent. And back when they were rivals, they would often compete against one another in the realm. That cleansing bell was one of Guizhong's proudest works, having the ability.
Wait, that's weird. Didn't Madame Ping say she pestered an old friend? And she also said something about being a vain beauty when she was young.
Streetwood Rambler, a vain beauty. That bell has a sad history. Clearly, she refrained from sharing with. As for her old friend, as soon as Streetwood Rambler heard that a certain Zhang Li wished to borrow the bell, she realized that the man was none other than Rex Lapis. After all, we all have known each other for several millennia.
Whoa! So they were talking in secret code?
Enough of your intrusions. The cleansing bell is powered by a mechanical art, and can be used to great effect as an accompanying instrument. But Streetwood Rambler did not acquire it from Rex Lapis for the purpose of producing further funerary tunes. No, the two once clashed over their beliefs about the meaning of music. Who would have thought that with Guizhong's passing and Streetwood Rambler's mourning, two tunes composed in discord would eventually become one. Once upon a time, Streetwood Rambler also loved gatherings, liquor, and music. But after Guizhong passed, music would go from mournful to soothing to impassioned. Many years passed before she finally composed a melody to our satisfaction. In celebration, she played the tune to the clouds, which brings one back to the matter you've been investigating. Perhaps it was during that performance that—
But if she was so happy with the melody, why would she only play it once?
One was also greatly perplexed by this. After suppressing one's curiosity for a long while, in response she said, though the strings that played that melody survive, the one who inspired it is gone.
Aw, poor Madame Ping.
I just remember being taken care of by you when I
On a
was
enfin
young.
du lore sur Madame Ping.
Once the Archon War came to an end, I stayed behind in Liyue Harbor to honor my contract. Although I met Guizhong a few times, I never knew anything of this particular story.
Guizhong was quite the visionary, but tragically passed before her time. Her manuscript, had you not decided to search for that mystery Adeptus, perhaps these stories too would— As of now, you know the truth. That the Adeptus who rescued the drowning man was none other than Street. Do you intend to discuss this with her?
Do you mean Ping might find the topic too distressing?
Precisely. The passing of our old friend is a heavy topic that both...
If I may be so bold, Cloud Retainer, could it...
Oh? How so?
I've been in Leo Harbor for quite a long time now, and I've witnessed many farewells along the way. But this doesn't bring the city or its people to a standstill. Someone as perceptive and wise as Ping will surely have come to understand. Though these immortal mountains have lost an Adeptus, the harbor of no loss can ever be undone. Ping has helped countless people, and will guide many others in the years to come. And all to whom she extends a... Though it is heartbreaking to lose a kindred spirit, life goes on. Because there are new friends waiting.
We even asked Madame Ping what she thought about adding a music festival to this year's lantern. When we get back, why don't we just ask her if she'd like to perform? Maybe we can even get her up on stage.
You youngsters and your imaginations.
Why don't you come with us? It's been a long time since you last spoke with Ping. And Leo Harbor is always decorated.
Is not every lantern rite the same in this regard? Were there ever...
I disagree. Each new day and each new year is different from those that have come before.
The edibles she brought this time. Very well. Then one will be off. If the other old fossils have sneaked away into the city to amuse themselves, one shall soon find out.
All right. We should be getting back to the harbor as well. What say? If we planted flowers there, and cared for them carefully enough...
Allow one to take back one's praise from a moment prior. You are...
What? Cloud Retainer?
One observed that you were making no effort to leave, and returned to chasten and hasten you. This time...
D'accord.
Opportunities to bask in the sunlight like this are few and far between.
I see everything. Right now, right here.
Cascade! Oh, so you collect these?
This is a peaceful neighborhood.
Whoa! Madame Ping? And Cloud Retainer?
It appears you made haste after all. One arrived but moments before you.
Oh, bless my soul. To what do I owe the honor?
Miss Illuminated Bird, haven't you said it?
Said what, precisely? And why should one be...
Because you're the one who's known Madame Ping the longest.
Street word. Or rather, presumably...
Oh, Cloud Retainer, you are...
One, given that lantern rite is almost upon us. Ganyu?
Huh? All right. So, this all started because we were trying to help Mr. Dvorak. Cloud Retainer informed us that the one who played that melody and rescued the drowning man...
Let me think. What a long time ago that was. Even more astonishing, perhaps, is the fact that this story has survived this long at all. When mortal life... It appears that she has proven herself...
Who's...
We like to call her Guizhong. From the look in Cloud Retainer's eye,
Albeit reluctantly.
there is, after all, Lantern Right's very purpose, although Guizhong did not live to see the splendid sights of today.
So, how has she proven her—
Once upon a time, she said to me that humans were a weak form of life, but as she interacted more and more with them, she marveled at the beautiful complexity of their spirits, the sheer splendor. She told us that to underestimate human potential with the smallest amount of guidance, enormous power, and a human who has reached their full potential may well be her equal. Someone who could have as much to teach in a...
She always had a way with words. That her mechanical accomplishments were judged superior to one's own was...
Speaking of mechanics, Cloud Retainer, do you still remember that potted plant mechanism? The one...
Of course. Guizhong and one both put an immense amount of effort into that gift.
As Guizhong once said, it takes every blade of grass. When I see the sight of Liyue Harbor before us today...
Madame Ping looks very emotional right now.
Of all of us, it was Guizhong. If she were still with us, I'm quite sure she would still...
Liyue Harbor is always filled with the sound of music at this time of the year. If she were here...
Oh, yeah! Music! We've been dying to ask. What was the melody that you played back then? Oh, also, with you being such a music expert and all, why don't you join the concert as a...
I can make arrangements right away.
Oh, it's been a long time since I played this zither. And whenever I play that tune, it always there was a period of time whenever I started strumming, it almost felt like she was back again. Sitting right there on the stone stool next to me, chatting no matter how much time goes by. The moment that melody starts playing...
So the past still weighs heavily on your heart?
Oh, I would be lying to myself if I claimed to have completely moved on. But that is not to say that grief doesn't get eaten. Despite the sadness, I have found many things that bring me joy in life. Just look at this potted plant. Isn't it stunning?
It takes an honest and open mind to confront and conquer grief.
Be that as it may, I shall leave the Lantern Rite stage to the youth.
Well, if you're sure...
Granny! Whoa, what's everyone doing here? Did something...
And now we've spooked Yanfei. No.
Oh, that's wonderful, I'm glad. Well, in that case, happy Lantern Rite, everyone.
Happy Lantern Rite. Oh, I just remembered that I have some, work to do. I will leave Mr. Dvorak in your capable hands. Cloud Retainer?
Huh? Does it have to be right now?
It seems Ganyu still has much to learn.
What a pity. She has learned nothing of one's ability to catch...
Since it's been so long, Cloud Retainer, why don't you stay? I'll make a cup of tea and we can...
Gladly. This was one's intention as well.
When you next see the Fontaine musician, please give him my regards.
You got it, Madam Ping.
Thank you all. I think you've listened to it. As for that melody, I will play it for you all another time.
Wow, that'd be great.
L'année prochaine, Madame Ping va jouer du sitar.
Wherever her spirit may be among the countless grains of sand.
All right, let's go tell Mr. Dvorak the news.
Welcome back. Did everything go well?
Really, really well. We found the person Mr. Dvorak was looking for.
Are you serious? I see. So the melody my ancestor heard was an adeptus remembering her late... That certainly explains why it was such a powerful and poignant tune.
Huh. That's a really interesting first reaction.
I have to say, though, it's hard to believe that the fairy from the tale is now an elderly granny.
Oh, Paimon knows exactly what you mean. Normally, Adepti don't age at all. But Streetward Rambler, or Madam Ping as we know her, probably only became old because it's what she wanted for herself.
Madam Ping possesses vast knowledge and great wisdom. Whatever physical form she may decide to take, her mind and wits are as sharp.
Yep, Kuching summed it up perfectly. That's exactly what Paimon was trying to say.
I think... yes. That can wait until after the concert, though. For now, I need to devote all my emotional energy to the performance.
Ah, speaking of, Madam Ping wishes you all the best with the music. Paimon has a sneaking suspicion that she'll stay in her...
Wait, are you serious? Oh no, now I'm starting to get nervous. Okay, alright. Nope, another rehearsal is in order. Please excuse me, everyone.
Mr. Dvorak? He's already gone. Paimon was... Before we set off on our search with Ganyu, he asked us about what music means to people.
Please, share your insights with me.
Well, we found out that music can be used for, it can make people happy and moved. But it can also... And music is like a kind of memory written in people's hearts. It can put...
It sounds like you had an eventful trip. Don't worry, I'm sure Ganyu will fill me in on all...
Wait, does that mean you're gonna carry on working?
Mm-hmm. Just a few things to wrap up. As long as everyone enjoys the festival activities, all our efforts are worthwhile. Happy Lantern Rite to you as well.
That should be everything taken care of, right? Paimon feels like she's forgetting something. Shoot! Latent... Wait, Zhongli said he wasn't in a hurry, so if we went anyway, even if we don't make it, it's not our fault. He could have totally picked him by... Anyway, let's go...
C'est vrai. Zongli ne... Zongli voulait des pousses de bambou à la base, mais on lui a pas donné. Le pauvre.
Oh! Alright, let's take a break here.
Oh wow, look who it is! Are you here to hang out with everyone's favorite funeral director?
So you're just casually practicing your rapping skills at the entrance to your
After everything we've been through, we have all this open space, a clear view of the mountains behind and the sea in front. Not to mention we have several invisible
Invisible audience members?
Gotta say, it took me a few days to get used to Director Who's way of talking.
Xinyan was pretty spooked too when she first got here.
Come on, knock it off.
What's wrong? I've never seen someone look so confused before. There once was a Fontaine musician who went around town on a mission. He came door to door for his... With my words, Xinyan's courts, and Yunjin as our mentor, we'll take the stage by storm with flames roaring and
For sure! The whole dance floor will be yelling encore! Encore! Oh, no.
Oh, don't you worry about that. I'm pretty experienced on the stage, and I've already informed the Yuhong of...
Guess we'll just have to trust Xinyan on this one.
Oh, Zhongli. He took one of those fancy meal boxes and set off for the mountains.
It's a real pity that he couldn't be around for this. As well as being a true connoisseur of traditional art forms.
Yeah, that's right. Matter of fact, To tell the truth, though, I never thought I'd really find myself rehearsing here one day.
Well, now you know. The Wangsheng Funeral Parlor is a great...
I can speak to that. Hu Tao is always full of fun surprises.
And jump scares.
Actually, Xinyan, I have some lyric ideas for your part. Do you want to go through them together?
Sure thing.
Oh, Traveler in Paimon. I believe Zhongli was heading to Mount Hulao, so when you see Zhongli, please pass on this message to him. It's up to him whether he wants to support us at the... You should join us too. It'll be a riot. If there's one thing I've learned from being a funeral director, it's how to throw a party.
Ok.
Paimon sees them! It's illuminated deer! And illuminated bird number 2!
A familiar face. Have you come?
Everything's great! But you know, if you're so curious, you can always go and...
In fact, Mooncarver has been taking many walks on Mount Tianheng in recent times. I believe the sights of...
Zhongli! Here you are! We've brought the bamboo shoots you wanted.
Impeccable timing. Traditionally, bamboo shoot soup ought to be slow cooked for many hours on low heat. Using Adeptus arts to hasten the process is something of a shortcut.
Wait, that mechanism...
Indeed. Cloud Retainer kindly lent...
Can we not just call it a cooking machine? Actually, never mind. She seems to take a lot of pride in her mechanical gizmos, so it's probably best if Paimon doesn't go changing the...
I trust that you found the answers you were seeking during your recent journey. Excellent. The past should be remembered, but not overly dwelt upon. Our journey should be seen as a means to take on more. When the bamboo shoot soup is ready, I must insist that you try some for yourself.
Oh, Zhongli! Hu Tao told us to tell you something. She said, it's up to him whether he wants to support us at the performance tonight, but I expect him to make time for the upcoming banquet we're planning. No, when she says performance, she must mean the Lantern Rite Music Festival. As for the banquet, she didn't tell us anything more about that, but she invited us to come as well.
As you can see, I have a prior engagement with 2 Adepti friends of mine tonight. Please. As for the banquet, since the director insists, far be it from a mere consultant like myself to refuse.
Yay! Then we'll see you there?
Absolutely.
Rex Lapis, the bamboo shoot soup is ready.
Thank you. I will examine it right away. The appearance is exquisite, and the aroma rich and intense. Since you came all this way, you should not leave empty-handed. Please, take some soup. It tastes most...
Ok. Ah, la cinématique du concert.
I'm honored to be here on the Iridescence Tour stage. All right, without further ado, I'm Xinyan, this is Hu Tao, and this is a little something called...
The Flame Lilies!
I'm up here blazing trails through the midnight sky, lighting up the world below. And when the crowds all hear my voice, they'll meet the spirit of rock and roll.
Let's go! Hey, you butterfly, you two buzzing by, guiding your way to the afterlife, opening the path without a fright. Oh, I'll light the fire, watch it blaze across the universe. I'll spit my rhymes, watch your step, or you'll get burned. Hey, woo!
trop stylé. Elle est en train de rapper ou Tao.
Does anyone have any plans tomorrow? With another year behind us, I think we deserve a celebration of our own. My treat. Interested?
The Tianquan footing the bill? I can't miss out on that.
Master, listen!
May the year ahead be a blessed one.
I believe it shall be.
Master, the Xiao Lanterns,
Ha! Elementary. One shall fashion for you a Xiao Lantern the likes of which the world has never seen. And you must take it to Liyue Harbor to display its magnificence for all.
Listen! That must be Madame Ping!
Et ben la cinématique était géniale cette année. Voilà.
Traveler, hurry! It's almost time for us to join Hotel for dinner! Ooh, and we'll be meeting at Xinyue Kiosk. It's the place with a really long wait list. As expected of the parlor director, always so gen-
Oh, so that's how it is. Thanks for the suggestions, Mr.
I've long heard that your knowledge encompasses all things old and new, Mr. Zhongli. But I never knew that you were well versed in the art of cooking, too. It is truly an honor to make your acquaintance.
No need for formalities. I too feel humbled to be in the company of such talented young people. There are many things I could learn from you.
Oh, you flatter us. If it's possible, may I trouble you to provide a few words of guidance from...
Exorcism? I can't say I'm an expert in the field, but if you don't mind, we could start by...
Whoa, there's so many people! here? All we knew was that Hu Tao invited Zhongli over. Paimon never thought we'd be meeting so many. Happy Lantern Ride, everyone!
Likewise. Please take a seat.
Happy Lantern Rite! Are you having fun? Me too. I've seen Xinyan perform before, but this is the first time I've watched something like this.
Et mais il y avait tout, il y avait du rap, au concert c'était un concert.
I heard that the audience loved it too, and she's been receiving quite a lot of performance invitations lately. She's more busy than ever, and Yoonjin's gonna help her.
Yep, and they asked us to pass on their season's greetings to everyone. They hope we'll have a wonderful gathering.
The performance was spectacular indeed. However, it gave Xiangling a huge burst of inspiration.
Us? Did Xiangling ask you to try out her dishes too?
That, my friend, is beside the point. Come to think of it, I probably shouldn't have burdened Chang.
Hold on. Xiangling came up with a new recipe? Oh, let's see!
Someone here knows how to encourage people. Oh, and I have to thank Mr. Zhongli too. He gave me lots of useful...
Oh, so that's what you were talking about before.
Yes. Since we'll be dining together, the topic of our conversation... Xiangling's ideas are truly unconventional. Her choices in both ingredients and spices. My suggestions were nothing more than the...
Oh, the two of you always...
Now I'm getting embarrassed. Anyway, I'll get everyone to have a taste after I've adjusted the recipe.
That sounds like it might become a little...
How about I sample the dishes next time?
Speaking of eating, Paimon feels like we're missing... Oh, Huta was the one who invited us, but she's not here.
Oh, Guoba volunteered to help Dad at the restaurant. You know, lots of people come over to eat during Lantern Rite. Without Guoba helping out, I probably wouldn't have had the time to accept Hu Tao's invitation. As for Hu Tao...
The director went to collect a guest. She asked me to stay here and... Seems like it's almost time.
Huh? Hu Tao went to fetch someone in person? Or could it be... Kuching?
She didn't clarify. And as her subordinate, I couldn't just pry...
Ta-da! We're here! Oh, we're not late to the party, right? Good thing the Conqueror of Demons and I are both as swift as the wind. And whoosh, we made it just in time.
Chiao.
Oh, I see. So the important guest is the Conqueror of Demons. The director didn't mention anything when she invited us. What a pleasant surprise. Gathered here with us tonight are not only... To convene here with all of you is indeed...
Voilà.
It's almost Lantern Rite, yet you took all the trouble coming here.
The director has a way of making it difficult to decline.
Rex Lapis, may I ask what troubles you?
The director asked me to buy sesame oil in preparation for the...
Then why would you come all the way to Wang...
I had a pleasant chat with Chef Yen Chao and received some spices from him. And, see? Here...
What about the sesame oil?
It's a shame. I couldn't find the kind...
I'm sure you're exaggerating, Zhang... Sir.
There he goes again. Enough with the pleasantries. Go let our guests take a seat. Everyone here today is well known in their own field and has probably heard about one another to some extent. Some of us are even old acquaintances, so there's no need to be this formal.
Ah non, nous on connaît tout le monde.
I heard that the Conqueror of Demons and the Traveler are pretty close, no? Great. You two sit together.
You should take a seat too, Director.
Oh? Finally remembered me? When we arrived just now, the host at Shinue Kiosk told me our dishes are almost ready. Perfect timing. Let's not wait any longer and ask them to bring up the food.
Paimon would have never guessed the person who Tao went to fetch was Xiao.
La Paimon, elle s'assoit pas.
Oh, That's also the first I've heard of the Traveler and Paimon being friends.
You know Xiao Chu?
Knowing is a bit of an overstatement. I've always looked up to him. You might not know this, Paimon, but we exorcists have worked in close collaboration with the Conqueror of Demons for many generations. Dispelling evil together, hard to imagine that thanks to Hu Tao, I've finally gotten the chance to meet him. Conqueror of Demons?
Likewise. It is a great honor indeed to have a chance to meet the legendary Conqueror of Demons. I remember you mentioning wanting him to understand the importance of exorcism.
We know each other too. He helped try my dishes during the Masterful Chef's cook-off.
Ah oui, c'est vrai, l'année dernière.
I didn't think we'd have the chance to meet again.
No anecdote, however, compares to meeting you in person. I'm Xingqiu.
Whoa. Everyone's getting all formal and polite. Adeptus Xiao, mighty conqueror of demons. Please accept Paimon's greetings. Paimon tried very hard to look for a fancy word, okay? Don't be too harsh on Paimon.
There's no need to be so polite.
You're right. This was meant to be a nice little get-together between friends after all. I didn't plan this gathering only for everyone to walk on eggshell.
What's your true intention?
A little get-together between friends, sipping the finest tea and watching lanterns float into the sky, bidding farewell to the past. And that is something our consultant would say. I think it is...
Indeed. Exceptional acting skills, Director.
As for me, I'm just here to have fun and treat everyone to something good. We all worked really hard this year. Whether traveling or guiding, cooking, helping with the family business, exercise, and of course, our consultant, who's been... Everyone has done some pretty... As the one who brought everyone together, it goes without saying that...
Sounds kind of self-important, but...
It wasn't as complicated as you think.
Ah mais c'est bon là. Ça va s'arrêter quand?
Okay, gotcha. Thanks, boss lady.
It's not boss lady, just boss. And there she goes. What a lively girl.
Conqueror of Demons, Adeptus Xiao. Guardian of Wangshu Inn, hero of I know you're there.
Quiet. Do not disturb the peace.
Sorry, but you wouldn't show up if I didn't yell your name, would you?
I know you. You're the 77th director of Wangsheng Fu. Is there something you need? That does sound like one of Hu Tao's...
Did the Conqueror of Demons agree to come so that Hu Tao would stop pestering him?
There might be other reasons.
Smart guess.
Huh? There's more to it?
It gets pretty boring from here on. I talked about the funeral parlor's past relationships with the guard.
In the time of the Archon War, disputes were frequent, and disaster overtook the land. Humans couldn't escape from the Adepti vanquished the demons. The Millelith fought valiantly, and Wangsheng Funeral Parlor was responsible. That is how the border between life and death was maintained during the war. And it effectively prevented further incidents.
That's right. 1 point for the consultant. But despite our deep-rooted connection, it still took me quite a while to actually convince him. You know him pretty well, huh?
This matter is out of my control, so I need to be cautious.
True, but I've kept that in mind too. That's why everyone here today is in one way or another acquainted with elemental power. Besides, it'll only be for a short while as...
But I didn't expect there to be so many people. There's no need to worry, Conqueror of Demons. We're not feeling anything unusual. Our young exorcist over here is protected by his pure yang energy, so he's probably the most resilient.
That's not the same. And did you just toss your carrots into my bowl? Hey, don't look away.
Huh? What?
I'm siding with Chongyun. I saw that too. You're lucky Guoba isn't here today. He hates seeing people being picky with their food. If he'd seen that...
Huh? Guoba would do that? But now that I think of it, Xianglin told me that Guoba used to be the stove god.
It sounds like you've heard the rumor.
I'm doing fine. Not long ago, before Lantern Rite,
I met an old friend. Thanks to his help, things have been a lot more stable than before. You should know him. He's...
Seeds of story.
And cultivated by time. Did Paimon just unconsciously complete that saying? That voice. Could it be?
If I'm not mistaken, there's... don't just sit there, Zhongli. Go welcome our...
No such need. I'm coming in. You finally let me in.
Oh, Wendy.
Hello, hello. No matter if we've met before or not, this moment marks a brand new encounter.
Oh, it's the tone-deaf bard.
C'est le bord de pacotille.
Oh, he seems to carry a valiant breeze wherever he goes. Fate has brought us together, so come on, take a seat and be my guest. Help yourself. Oh, I'll ask them.
This young lady here is as bright as a fresh bouquet of flowers in the morning's rising sun. Whoa, these dishes look amazing.
Huh, it's you.
Oh, isn't this Genu?
Genu?
Yep. Now that I've taken a closer look, you're a fan. I met Xingqiu at a light novel convention. I never expected that there'd be another person in this world who could interpret Genu's new...
Venti, you're being too humble, considering you're poetic.
Could this new guest be Master Xingqiu's friend?
Yeah! Xiao, you remember me too, right?
Yes. Monsters become more active than usual as we get closer. I was patrolling Dihua Marsh a few days ago.
You've already forgotten? And bards go around singing wherever they...
Oh, right. And this bard was It was a moving melody. And it made me feel relaxed and at ease.
Thank you for your patronage.
I understand now, too. I'm Zhongli, currently working at the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor.
And I'm his boss. Oh, and if there's anything
That's very considerate of you.
Oh? No wonder. Only a boss has...
Oh, you're too... Not to brag, but our consultant truly is impressive. His knowledge extends across from the sophisticated way he speaks. It's hard not to suspect that... Xiao, you're an adeptus.
Sorry. I'm only good at conquering demons. I'm afraid I don't...
Really? But Paimon thinks you're super knowledgeable. Huh? Oh! Right! Xiao's a warrior! He doesn't come to the city very often, so it's,
Really? I've actually heard a few things about Mr. Zhongli before. The guests in the tavern talked about this refined and courteous man who, instead of having wine at Mondstadt's finest tavern...
Now that you mention it, I seem to recall that there indeed... I've heard that he's elegant and amiable, his works witty and vibrant. It's no overstatement to regard him as the...
Now you're making me embarrassed. I would say that Mondstadt's poetry is a little run... There's one I heard a while back that went... The old house is renewed, welcoming the spring breeze. The meaning's there, but the word choices are unimaginative, and there's a distinct lack of literary flair.
I think so too. The composition needs a... If I were to give it a go, I'd make it... An old melon on a vine, a new flower.
Oh, good one! It feels unique and has
Alors, j'en ai marre de lire. Arrêtez cette cinématique.
I was right about you. Let's shake hands.
Of course.
Hey, Xingqiu. Mind lending me a few books when we get back? Pick out some I don't know if it's my own lack of literary knowledge, but I could...
I don't think it's your fault.
Changyun's right. It's not our fault.
Oh, you have a point. But speaking of, why is the tone-deaf bard here?
I heard that Liyue will be hosting a Lantern-Rite Music Festival this year. As a musician myself, getting to know other musical styles is essential to sparking inspiration, don't you think? As for the Fontaine friend who hosted the festival, I saw him near Stonegate. The Iridescence tour has finally been held. Don't think anything of it. By the way, I was watching as you entered Shinue. Should I say that it's because I'm an expert in hiding, or...
Whenever Lantern Rite comes, people are all busy what the festival is to come together with. In a
Je trouve que
moment
j'en ai
like
marre.
this, I propose we raise a glass together.
Very well said, Mr. Zhongli. Now I'm getting a little self-conscious. I didn't cause you too much trouble barging in like that. We usually drink wine during occasions like this over in Mondstadt. But since Mr. Zhongli insists on drinking tea...
You're welcome. As the host of this gathering, considering that everyone may have other matters...
All of a sudden, they started proposing toasts!
What's with the urgency?
Have you two finished eating? It's always nice to have a breath of fresh air out.
Paimon will come too. Yeah? Okay then.
Faites que ça parle pas pendant 1 heure encore. J'en peux plus.
Are you alright? It's hard to describe. It's not that. There were those among the Adepti who loved gatherings and idle chit-chat. Sometimes they would call up a few others for a drink. Even I got dragged along to their gatherings many times. The Adepti all have their specialties, making most of them proud and arrogant. But this time... No. So you know his true identity. The Animo Archon is a free spirit, and his temperament is as carefree as the music, and that's something I might never be able to do. That does... No matter. I know my whenever I think of the ordinary conversations I've had... Yes. The parlor director went out of her way with the invitation. She told me that all the guests today would be but I didn't expect the other guests to be... General Capisis always said that we should live in the present and enjoy but I think he meant designing clothes for those clothes were intricately designed, but inconvenient to wear. Rex Lapis did like his designs and even... I never saw him...
Oh, here you are. I'm not intruding.
You're not.
Hutao saw that everyone's done eating and asked the staff to bring out... Paimon got so anxious that you... to be honest, you looked a little...
You're worrying too much. Why would I? Anyway...
Please wait. There's another here. Take...
Almond tofu.
Yup. Since the master... I heard him say... I'll be honest, so I
J'en ai marre, c'est pas
when I
intéressant.
told Guoba that I was...
Thank you for the trouble. I'll take them.
You're welcome. Oh,
Okay.
Alrighty, we should...
J'en peux plus.
You're finally done whispering secrets to each other? So much for promising Paimon you'll be back soon. How could you say that to Paimon? In that case, your dessert is...
Sorry to keep everyone waiting.
No worries, we're all just chatting here. There's no serious... Whether we're chatting outside or inside, it's all the same.
Paimon's too busy eating to...
But even though we're all well acquainted by
Et
now...
on a fait la tête.
Oh? Is this...
Nope. This is something I made up so that good luck will be on our... Spontaneity is the best choice to make here. It's been lit for so long now that the incense is running out. I'll leave refilling and lighting the incense. Lighting the incense will signify continuous...
I see. And speaking of the most distinguished guest here today, I'm sure we all agree that it's Mr. Zhongli. I'm not very familiar with the details of his past deeds, but chatting with him has been a real if knowledge were a form of...
But when it comes to having a way with words, the notable bard is certainly one. I just happen to have a good memory. It is such an unexceptional skill, yet you made it sound like an unparalleled talent. Since we all get to nominate someone... I think it's only fair that we let the parlor director light the incense.
Huh? That won't do. Don't flatter me. Just we are looking for the most distinguished guest here. As the host, now that we've enjoyed this table full of delicacies, it's not just look at her. Xiangling, the disciple of an adeptus, the stove god's best companion, the winner of the masterful chef's competition, the only heir of the famous One Mean restaurant, a good old friend of mine. There's no better choice.
Why does Paimon feel like we're back?
Please
stop! You're making me... If we're looking for a distinguished guest, surely the second son of the Feiyun Commerce Guild counts. It's one of the largest commerce guilds in
Huh? Don't get me involved.
Oh, not a bad choice. With the Commerce Guild's young master lighting the incense,
That's not how it works. Making a fortune is indeed a fine wish. But which means we should choose Chongyun, the skilled exorcist who keeps...
Huh? Now you're nominated. I can't be the one when we have the Conqueror of Demons right here. Adeptus Shao has the most seniority.
I refuse. I am most certainly not the most distinguished guest here. You should all be able to make the right judgment based on your observations. One person here is well acquainted with everyone else.
Oui, bien sûr, c'est nous qui allons l'allumer.
Oh, that's right! Even though you're always mocking Paimon, you're still pretty popular with other people. No, wait! Paimon said she wouldn't talk to you again. Huh? Who else is there?
Bah toi, Paimon.
Huh? Does that mean Paimon's the most distinguished? Oh, well, that was it!
I agree. Paimon's just without a friend constantly, but once you have someone there to brighten up the atmosphere...
The traveler has traversed many nations and left behind a great deal of fascinating stories. But without Paimon, Paimon plays an indispensable role in making your journey.
You guys! Paimon's not used to me. Those were genuine compliments, right? Thank you. You made Paimon wait for a long time, but...
Don't take everything to heart, Paimon.
That is indeed...
That means Paimon is as important to the traveler as... Looks like we've come to an agreement.
I trust the traveler's
Then Paimon it is. And now, the world's most excellent traveler's greatest companion, guide, and friend, Paimon, will be refilling and lighting the incense for us.
Mon Dieu.
Here you go. Take the match, and... It's getting late. I won't take up any more of your time. You're all...
Yep, the tea was amazing.
You don't have to go all polite on me. Just remember to come when... It's dark out, so I'm going to accompany Xiangling, Xingqiu, and Chongyun.
No need. I'm headed towards the harbor to meet a friend on the ship. There's no... I think you know the place I'm talking about. Come meet me anytime. It was great getting to know you all.
Bye.
Je peux pas venir te voir, Venti. Je croyais qu'on avait fini le festival des lanternes.
Don't forget to return to the parlor later.
Understood. See you later.
Rex Lapis.
Just Zhongli will... I live as a mortal in Liu Harbor now. I am just one among... If we were to consider status and seniority as Zhongli, I should be respectfully referring to you as Adeptus Shao.
Heaven forbid.
I heard that during the Lantern Rite mute, the same truth was. I once had from the evidence sheet, but there are multiple in the legends. But whether to me, this was as true. Just how shall. So there's no need to dwell too much on certain things.
I mean...
It looks like you understood what I meant. The director asked me to accompany you on your return. But I don't think you'll need my protection. After that...
Bye, Zhongli! Everyone's gone now. Paimon always feels like... No. Paimon got... Shall?
No need. I've stayed here from... The events of today occurred so abrupt. Okay, I'll...
Oui, on va enfin terminer. Ok. On a terminé les 3 histoires. On n'a plus qu'à faire ça. Ouais, c'est un défi de combo. Ok.
Everyone hold hands!
Emerge. Dissipate.
I see everything!
Is that all? Right now.
Our bond is strong.
Emerge. Right here. Right now. Nothing lasts forever. Right here. Emerge.
Everyone hold hands!
Kamisato Ari. Suiyu! That's far enough.
We don't need an umbrella. Just pick up the pace.
Right now. Right here. Emerge.
Stand with me.
Make yourselves at home!
Be still.
A sight to behold. Right now.
Ok. Ok. Allez, on monte.
Right here. Our bond is strong. Lightning, share my knowledge.
Mind the deluge.
I see everything. Right now. I'm always watching. Right. Emerge. Everyone hold him! Out of my way! Stand with me! Make yourselves a move! Right here. Emerge. Right here. I see everything!
Et voilà, j'ai le lancé pour rien. J'adore. Mais non, par contre j'ai oublié de récupérer ça. Voilà. Maintenant on peut y aller.
Emerge. Our bond is strong. Right now. Right here. Right now. Lightning Shuriken!
Kamisato Abi. Suiyu.
Right here.
Voilà.
Emerge. Right now. Nothing lasts forever. Right here. Emerge. What a nuisance. Hey!
Cascade.
Oh, our bond is strong.
Allez, on est parti.
right here. Emerge.
Mind the deluge.
Out of my way!
Sharing my knowledge. Yeah. I see everything.
Right now. Right here. Dissipate.
Cascade.
The Temple of Wisdom.
Kamisato Art. Suiyu.
Emerge. Right here. Emerge. I'm always watching. Right here. Right now.
I'll settle this. No hurry.
Grow.
Ah, on n'a pas eu de feu d'artifice cette fois. Ok. Allez, dernier défi et on aura terminé avec le festival des lanternes. On va passer par là. J'ai en même temps débloqué le sanctuaire, que je n'ai pas débloqué. Ok. Des nouveaux artefacts.
The weather is lovely and warm. Things are about to start getting lively again. Hey!
Right here.
Get with me!
Everyone hold hands!
Emerge. Right here. Right now. A sight to behold. Emerge. Right now. Emerge.
Dissipate! Yeah, let's make her a little.
Right here, right now. Emerge.
Get with me!
Everyone hold hands!
Right now. Emerge. Right here.
The depth's back!
Sharing my knowledge!
I'm always watching.
Emerge, right here, right now. Our bond is strong.
Be still.
Right here.
Mind the deluge.
A sight to behold. Emerge. Right now.
Yeah. Commit it to memory. Yeah.
Et voilà. Et la scène, tu l'avais pas vu, mais j'ai eu Yao Yao. Si t'es toujours là. Là, voilà.
Don't be scared. Why do so many people make such a big deal out of seeking the Adepti? There's Adepti everywhere, isn't there?
Voilà. Bon, je pense que on va s'arrêter là pour le live. C'était assez cool. Bon, j'arrête là pour le live sur Genshin, mais après je vais aller sur... je vais me connecter sur Zelda Scroll Online, et je pense faire un live comme ça. Juste pour dire, faire un live s'il y a des gens qui veulent me rejoindre, voilà. Donc je vais m'arrêter là pour Genshin, on a terminé le festival des lanternes. La prochaine fois, samedi prochain, on va faire cette quête. Voilà. Deuxième floraison. On va faire cet événement pour tenter d'avoir la tenue de Lisa. Et voilà. Et on se retrouve dans tous les cas mercredi pour la suite de Death Stranding. Voilà. C'est tout, c'est tout. Bon, voilà, donc j'espère que ce live vous a plu et je vous dis à la prochaine. Salut! Salut Océane!